First things first, I need to say this bit as soon as possible because last time I made a video on someone else's content, it was not received well, so I need to make this as clear as I can. I do not hate the Merrell Twins. I don't even dislike the Merrell Twins. I actually respect the Merrell Twins. If you don't know who the Merrell Twins are, they are Vanessa and Veronica Merrell, known to their fans as Nessa and Ronnie, or to their super fans, the Loch Ness Monster and Firestorm. They're at the upper echelon of social media influencers, but they're doing something that I think sets them apart from all the other people in their category. They are the only people who try. Normally, when someone reaches a few million subscribers, they tend to phone it in. Cash in on whatever challenge is trending that week, start streaming themselves playing Minecraft, or God forbid, make a podcast. But do the Merrell Twins do that? Yeah, kind of, but they also produced a 4-part written drama series called Prom Knight. I found out about Prom Knight when it was trending, and I'll occasionally check the trending page when I want to feel bad about myself, and I'll be honest, I went into this wanting to hate it, but after watching all 4 episodes, it only confused me. I don't know if this is a good show or a bad show. I don't know if I should like it or not. All I know is that it's been stuck in my head ever since I watched it over a year ago. So I thought it would be a nice idea to review the series, not only as a way for me to move on, but to remind you of the importance of trying. This is my long-winded way of saying that I, a 23-year-old man, will be critiquing this show meant for an audience of girls in their early teens. Normally I would encourage you to share my videos, but maybe keep this one to yourself. Episode 1 opens on the main character, Natalie, played by Vanessa Merrell. That's her there. She kind of looks like Abigail Mack. Yeah, Abigail Mack is I don't know who Abigail Mack is. A few things to know about Natalie. She works at a coffee shop, she's academically inclined, and everyone she knows thinks she'd be better off dead. From her sister Riley, who constantly bullies her, to her father, who doesn't care about her, and the worst offender, her teacher, who openly sabotages her grades and seemingly wants to fight her in front of the whole class, all while speaking to her in this voice.
Natalie, why don't you stop bothering your sister and pay attention?
God, imagine having to put up with that. From Yosemite Sam's hipster brother. This is Prom Night. And I didn't go to prom. I don't know why I just said that. It's not really relevant to the series. And also I think it's kind of assumed knowledge when you look like this. I'm quite tall and very pale, so when I wear a suit I look like Slender Man. Later on we're introduced to Fiona and Abby, Riley's friends, and then we meet the dumbest man in cinema history. Riley's boyfriend, Asher.
Hey Riley.
I'm Natalie. Asher.
Riley.
I write a lot, so I feel like I can give some advice in this area. When writing a dumb character, you should never be at the point where you look at them and think to yourself, how are you not dead yet? Like, how have you not just brought a hairdryer into the bath to save time? Yes, Natalie's life sucks, but things are about to look up for her because she has a crush on this guy. Smash cut 2, Gus Knight, the type of guy who dives into a pool and immediately gets out because he is done.
How's yesterday's video doing?
Well, the views are down a little bit.
Went down? They're supposed to be up.
You know the worst part about that line? He's not wrong.
I have a plan that's going to not only bring up viewership, but it has the potential to bring in a lot of ad revenue for us.
What is it?
Well, if you would hush for 5 seconds, I could tell you.
He didn't interrupt her. They were just talking. It's like they were playing tennis. He served the ball, and then she was like, no, you don't do that, you idiot. Chris's mum's plan to get views back up is a video submission contest where fans ask Chris to go to prom with them. The winner actually getting Gus Knight as their prom date. Natalie sees this announcement and becomes a woman on a mission.
At least let me help you do your hair and makeup. You look like you haven't showered in days. I haven't showered in days.
What do you mean she hasn't showered in days? She also didn't eat dinner in the last scene either. What is happening to Natalie? What did she do to deserve this?
Hey Chris, I'm Natalie.
Natalie makes a video, and it's a nice little scene. Gus Knight is the only person that Natalie feels like cares for her, even if it's only through a YouTube video. Now she has a chance to make this, for lack of a better word, delusion a reality. Doing something like that can make you feel really vulnerable, and Vanessa Merrell makes you believe that's what she's going through with a very natural performance as Natalie. It's sweet. And then you remember that influencers made this show and you snap right out of it. You YouTubers will not make me feel things.
This? You want me to go to prom with this?
So now they don't even recognize her as human.
You're going to prom and you're going with her.
I don't know what it is about the way she says this, but it just sounds wrong. Like the emphasis is in the wrong part of the sentence. Like, and you're going with her.
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 Don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. Episode 2 opens on Natalie's teacher accusing her of cheating.
Natalie, you're not cheating off your sister now, are you?
No. How do you know she didn't cheat off of me?
Oh, please, Riley's the perfect student. She can practically teach the class.
But I would never cheat off of her.
You would never cheat because, I don't know, the scores look pretty similar. Oh, there's the bell.
What did she do? Chris is here to ask Natalie to the prom, and he leaves his car door wide open. So that's definitely getting stolen. Although maybe that's the plight for his next video. You know, I got my car stolen at 3 AM by Freddy Fazbear. Christian Seavey is the actor who plays Chris Knight, and I say what I'm about to say in a nice way. Like, I'm not trying to be rude or make fun of him. Christian, if you're watching, I mean this in the nicest way possible. I hate you. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm saying he's talented. You know, because he's not a YouTuber, but he's able to so accurately portray the mannerisms and the voice of one, so I actually believe he is a complete waste of space. I'm not saying he is. His acting is the best in the series, in my opinion. He's very good at playing that character, and that character he is a garbage human being. I'm sorry, I'll stop now. Christian, good job. Not a garbage person. I don't know you. You may be. But it's not my thing to judge. I'm just a humble YouTuber out here on the farm. I say humble as I point to my sign. Oh, where's the remote? It can light up too. But I'm humble. Chris asks Natalie to the prom. She says yes, and then he walks off because this is all for a video and he doesn't care. But Natalie and everyone else ignore this and still think he's a great guy.
Can I get a selfie, Chris?
This is the funniest scene in the series. Riley running after Chris in high heels, all uncoordinated. She looks like a Thunderbird.
Thunderbirds are go.
Can I get a selfie, Chris?
So Chris and Natalie film a bunch of videos to build up to the prom, but Natalie is getting sick of the cameras. So she convinces Chris to sneak off with her for some quality time.
Mr. Knight, we're ready for you to...
Mr. Knight!
How they get out of this room, I do not know. Because we've seen this room from multiple angles. It's a small room. There's only one door out of there. So how did they get out without Sally noticing? I don't think they actually got out. I think they're still in there, just hiding in the corner. But this is an interpretation of how I think the scene went, with the roles of Chris Knight and Natalie being played by Amber Jones.
All right, Mr. Knight, we're ready for you to... Mr. Knight!
Natalie takes Chris to the coffee shop, which is luckily empty. Come to think of it, it's always empty. It's almost like no one goes in because they know Natalie works there. What did she do? And then we have another nice moment where Natalie is teaching Chris how to make coffee and they're getting to know each other for real. Now the two have good chemistry, and it's here we start to see that maybe this show is more personal to the Merrell Twins than it initially led on. Chris has this sort of monologue where he talks about YouTuber life. It's a lot of work, and though you have millions of fans, you don't really know them, so it can get lonely. He also talks about the pitfalls of mixing family with business and the price of putting your face out there so you constantly get recognized. Which I can relate to. I get recognized all the time. A lot of people think I'm Cody Smith McPhee. Episode 3, Asher is getting stupider.
Oh, I'm Asher.
We've already met.
Oh yeah, Riley, right?
So now Asher doesn't even remember who Riley is. You gotta stop putting crayons up your nose, man. The red ones mess up your brain. The real star of this episode is Asher. Do not take your eyes off of him for a second because everything he does is pure gold. Like, just watching him is like discovering the missing link. All he knows about is basketball, as shown here when he's playing charades.
Foul shot, technical foul.
Dude, you're so down.
Asher is still carrying his basketball too. He's had it with him in every scene, like it was his only friend on the island. Then he plays beer pong and loses. But he doesn't even lose, he just has to drink 1 cup. But because of that, he drops to his knees with his hands out. He looks like he lost his faith in humanity.
Give me some tea.
Wait, you want tea? Chamomile, jasmine, papaya.
Oh my gosh.
His knowledge base is so exclusive. He knows every minute detail to basketball and about 1,000 types of tea. I've never had use for the word enigma before. Sadly, we have to move on from Asher because Natalie and Chris are about to have their first kiss. But then...
Cut! Very good.
Oh, it was all on camera. Oh, but Natalie didn't know. Oh, so she takes a minute while Chris and his mum talk. Oh, I'm invested.
Look, if you want to hook up with this bumpkin, that's fine. I get it. We've all gotten slumming.
Bumpkin? She lives in a mansion. What, she not high class enough for you? Because she doesn't have a holiday home on the moon? Natalie hears all this, gets mad, and says she isn't going to the prom anymore. Once again, she is all alone. But what did she do? Final episode! Natalie still isn't going to the prom, but Chris shows up anyway, looking like he's going to the Grammys. Or bullfighting. And then everything starts tying together. Because those contracts that the dad signed in episode 2 mean that Natalie legally has to go to the prom. And since Riley hasn't shut up about the prom or series, she gets the idea to swap places with Natalie. So now the Merrell Twins have a chance to show off their acting chops, and you can have a scene where Asher actually gets the name right for once, but they have to pretend he didn't. Like, now who's the dummy? It's still him. Chris reveals he isn't going to the prom with Natalie, who is Riley, I think. He doesn't want to ruin it for her. He wants to make her happy. Now Riley realizes she has to tell the real Natalie what Chris said because Chris really cares for her.
I think I'm just gonna go home. What? No! You have to stay with us.
Wait, why is Riley going home now? She's leaving Natalie with her boyfriend. Hang on, which one is which again?
Natalie, where is Chris Knight? I believe you owe me a selfie.
Chris is already on a flight back to LA.
So that's Natalie. I thought that was Riley. Wait, did they not swap? Hold on, let me go back.
I'll go to prom with Chris Knight. But you heard Sally. I have to go. I'll go as you. They'll never know the difference. I know how much you don't want to go to prom, especially with that jerk. So, I'll go for you. Well, just help me get ready. I'll go.
Oh, so they didn't swap. What was the point of that scene then? You see what I mean? This show is confusing because they keep putting pointless things like this in it. God, my brain hurts. I don't know who's who. I feel like Asher, but it's okay because Chris shows up for Natalie just in time, without cameras, and they share their first kiss. Happy ending. I mean, everyone is going to keep mistreating Natalie and Chris is stuck with his overbearing mother, but still. Happy ending. The real question when all this ends isn't what happens next. It's what did she do? You thought I was going to leave that question rhetorical? Nah, I watched every episode multiple times looking for any clue left on screen. And I think I figured it out. It's important to note that everyone in Prom Night hates Natalie. This isn't just a few mean people. So what could have caused such a unanimous response among an entire town? The answer is simple. You see, Natalie isn't Riley's twin sister. She is her evil clone. Hear me out. Another thing that should be pointed out is the absence of Natalie and Riley's mother in the series. She is not mentioned once or seen in any photos around the house. She's not even implied to exist. So what would cause a family to want to forget their own mother? The answer is what follows. Natalie and Riley's mum was an evil scientist. When she and the dad got married, Riley was born. But, as with most marriages involving evil scientists, it ended with divorce. And since the mum's occupation was looked down upon by the judge, the dad got sole custody of Riley. This sends the mum into a rage, who hatches a plan to get her daughter back. Evil scientist mum steals Riley's DNA and creates Natalie, not only as a daughter to raise, but as an unstoppable killing machine that will destroy the town. It takes all the armies of man to stop the threat, resulting in the death of evil scientist mum. But Natalie survives. And since she was under her mum's influence, she isn't charged with any crime, and she is taken in by the dad. That's why no one likes her. That's why her teacher's trying to constantly beat her up and no one goes into the coffee shop. She's a weapon of mass destruction who could kill them all with a second thought. without a second thought. She could kill him with both thoughts. Riley's mum was an evil scientist who created Natalie as an evil clone of her daughter. And she swapped Ash's brain with a Lego car. Watching this show makes me think of JFK. I can explain. Former President John F. Kennedy once said, "Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country." And I think that was a great message at the time, but I feel like we're at a point where it's getting taken advantage of. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit the bell icon, and follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and buy my merch. Also, make sure to watch the ad read at the front of the video before I get to the actual video where I announce 50% off in-app purchases for my new mobile game. Ask not what you can do for your content creator, ask what your content creator can do for you. Is this a perfect series? No. But it's a good starting point for what I'd like to see more of from bigger creators. As for if I like Prom Knight, I don't think it's for me, but neither is Insulin. Doesn't mean I can't still see its value. This show is better than anything on YouTube Premium, except Wayne. Wayne was amazing. It was the only good thing YouTube Premium had, so of course they cancelled it. And I think that if Prom Knight comes back for a second season, it should be a crossover with Wayne.
Who's that? I don't know.
I watched every episode of Prom Night multiple times. I watched the behind the scenes Q&A. I watched the commentary and the bloopers. I even watched the vlog that the stylist made while she was working on the show. All to tell you that I think the Merrell Twins are fine. In a sense, like in quality, like in terms of content, like I'm not trying to be weird. Like I'm not saying like they're fine, but they're sort of like I wouldn't say fine, but they're both attract. But even if like that's not the issue. Like I don't know if they're, but well, one is in a relationship.
I'm sitting here crying in my prom dress. I'd be the prom queen if crying was a contest. Makeup is running